So there's a lot of really, really great tools out there that will help you and your team understand the change that you're going through. So first, obviously, is charts and diagrams. Who doesn't love a good picture? Two of my favorites are RACI charts and then Gantt charts and timelines. So a RACI chart RACI is an acronym, right? So it's responsible, accountable, consulted, and informed. And so what a RACI chart lays out is for every decision that needs to get made, right, or every function that needs to get done, who is responsible, accountable, consulted, and informed. This helps really clear up the lines of command and help everybody understand to what level they have decision-making power in a decision. This can be really, really powerful, especially if you have two teams coming together with matching job titles, right? And you're trying to understand what's the new hierarchy and who now has approval rights and those sorts of things. A RACI chart and working through a RACI chart can really, really help teams clear those sorts of things up. Now, Gantt charts and timelines, right? Helping everyone understand what's coming and what's next and where you are in this whole process of evolution is really important. And then these next couple ones, I touched on a little bit, right? So things like town hall sessions and culture mapping, right? So understanding who's in the driver's seat and who drives the culture, what culture mapping is all about. One-on-ones is something that I'll borrow from community organizing, right? So the concept of a one-on-one is a very casual conversation, maybe over coffee or lunch, to help folks really connect with each other as people, right? To help people on very even playing field, not as manager and managee, but as just really two people who are part of the same organization, understand how they're feeling, what they're working on, what challenges they have, what they're excited about, those sorts of things. If you've heard me talk before about lightning rollouts and the way that I like to lead teams through lightning rollouts, one of my favorite things to say and to do is to find your champions, right? So find those individuals who are enthusiastic about the change that you're going through, can help the rest of the team that the team looks to as a leader. Having these people who potentially don't have a really cool title, right, but are really influential to your team and the team's culture can be really, really important to getting through this sort of change well. And the last thing, and I'll put my marketing hat on for a minute, is to communicate, right? Communicate and then communicate some more and then over communicate. One of the principles of marketing, right, is that to get a message across, you have to communicate something 7 times and in 7 different ways. So what does this mean in practice, right? This means that talking about a big change just in an all hands verbally is only one way to communicate and only one time. Right, so how are you enforcing and reinforcing that message using all of the other tools at your disposal, right? How are you doing things like leveraging Chatter or other internal communication tools, right? Maybe a really cool Salesforce homepage that brings people to articles or updates about what's going on once we're all back in offices, right? Are you decorating your coffee nooks in your kitchens with information? How are you reaching out to folks and helping them self-serve information in a way that works for them? I think especially in this very remote and distributed sort of time, right, helping folks get this information in the way that best serves them helps everyone be on the same page, right? Maybe for me, watching a webinar like this is the way I would like to learn. Maybe for another one of my teammates who's juggling lots of clients and a few kids, right, being able to read this information on his own time after his kids go to bed is going to be the way that he can best absorb it. So giving folks information in a lot of different ways helps people absorb all this information and come to the table more fully informed, right? Going back to our earlier thoughts about input and feedback, right? When people have shared context and people have all of the information, the input that they give you is better and the feedback that they give you is better. Again, to borrow from marketing, right, the idea of a drip campaign, to give folks a little bit of information all the time and let them process it in a reasonable amount of time. And then also referenceable information, right, giving folks, using tools like Knowledge and Chatter to give folks the ability to reference back to things whenever they need to.